Hello, everybody, and welcome to Optimal Living Advice, episode 283. I'm Greg Audino, your host, here to help answer the questions about life and love that you may be struggling with. And the question we'll look at today it's really sitting with me, as although the asker and I aren't pondering exactly the same scenario, I really feel connected to her in terms of just wondering a little bit more about the future lately, wondering about the effort that one puts into daily decisions and what the result of those efforts are. I guess this rambling will all make sense as we explore the question further. So let's jump right into it and see what we can do as we optimize your life. I am a 32-year-old single woman. Over the last 8 years, I've been in 4 serious relationships without taking any significant amount of time being single in between each relationship. My last relationship ended 2 months ago. Over the last 3 weeks, I've gone on several dates with a new man. These dates have gone very well, and I know that if this continues, casual dating will quickly turn into another relationship. Relationships take a lot of work, compromise, and intentionality. I'm just not sure if I'm ready to put in this level of effort with yet another person. I guess I feel burnt out after giving my best effort for the better part of a decade to relationships that didn't last. I'm looking for a lifelong partnership with someone, and I want to start a family soon. My biological clock has been getting louder with each passing year. The person I've been going on dates with these last few weeks seems to want the same. I've been having conflicted feelings about everything. So here are my questions. 1. How do I know when I'm ready for another relationship and the work that this entails? 2. How can I discern which negative emotions and doubts are the result of burnout or cynicism from past relationships and which are gut feelings, my intuition if you will, telling me that this person isn't right for me? And 3. How do I know when a person is worth taking risks for and entering into a relationship with, even though there's a certain part of me that's just plumb exhausted? Okay, and a very mindful, well-constructed question today. Thanks a lot for this, asker. I really appreciate and respect the amount of thought that you've put into how you approach your relationships. That's what we do. And I don't mind telling you, I get the feeling that you and I are a lot alike. You know, aren't we doing the right thing by being so devoted to fulfilling our visions of how we want relationships and our futures to be? Isn't the intentionality what it's all about? How did we get here? I really love the work you're putting in and how driven you are to make your dreams of having a family come true within the window this biological clock has so unwaveringly provided. But there's a catch to doing all the right things. And the catch is that when we pay so much meticulous attention to what we want our lives to look at, we stand to become less resistant to the parts unplanned and the unanswerable questions. And these questions you've sent to me are so fantastic, but I'm not sure that they're as answerable as people like you and I hope that they would be, or maybe feel we deserve they should be after trying to put our best feet forward day in and day out for a long time. Of course you're tired. I'm tired too. The time seems to have come for us 31 and 32-year-olds to loosen our grips on how we thought adulthood would work. Enough to make room for the unpredictable, enough to let ourselves take a breather, yet not so much as to give up, disregard long-term planning, and trick ourselves into thinking that the choices we've been making for the betterment of our own growth have not been and will not be very good choices. It seems like there are no ifs, ands, or buts about how you interpret your past and your future. So my question is, what about now? It's terrific that you're so aware of patterns past and goals that lie ahead, but in an effort to not let them be too controlling, why don't we look at your feelings in the now as we face these questions that you've sent me? So here's what you've got on this plate in front of you. You've got a specific future that you're trying to build, which you only have some control over, a lot of control, but not full control. You've got your feelings of exhaustion, which to me feel like the true core of this question. And then you've got this guy who, while very nice, was not written about to me in such a way that exudes a lot of passion and excitement, but rather convenience because you two seem to be aligned on what you want out of life. So these are your circumstances that I can see. and you can't contort them to fit people and events into your life that don't fit right now. We know that you're tired. We know that you probably want to have more enthusiasm about entering a relationship. And we know that relationships take work. But we also know that the work can feel easy in the right relationships. And we know that you can't be 100% energized and ready with every relationship you start. It would be very nice, but we inevitably enter into all kinds of new paths in life feeling maybe unprepared and like shells of our best selves. Then what we don't know is where those paths will lead us. Because even if we embark on them as complete messes, they can still turn out very well as we grow and change along the way. And we don't know if this guy of yours is a good match beyond just having the same plans, nor do we know if he's a bad match. We don't know yet how easy it'll feel with this new man. Whether he will drain or boost your energy levels as time passes and commitments to one another become more serious. So just sit with all of this for however long feels right. And when the time comes, ask yourself, do you want to tend to what you know your feelings are now or what you assume they will be later? You're allowed to pass on someone if it doesn't feel right, even if you think still single 36-year-old you would scold you for it. And you're also allowed to enter this relationship feeling a little drained and see what happens before progressing too much. Whatever you choose to do, it's important to start trusting your feelings a little bit more, even if they conflict with your vision. That's just you changing. And for someone like you whose MO seems to be awareness and intentionality, and who's not making irresponsible decisions left and right, honoring those changes that come up that's what's going to craft the truest, healthiest future for yourself. And that future you will be true and healthy because you allowed yourself to take rests once in a while. Rests in which you got more in touch with yourself and hopefully less attached to whatever stories you told yourself that your life would be about. And I'll leave you with that, Asker. I truly apologize if this has only distanced you from having a concrete idea on how to proceed. But if that's the case, then it feels to me like even more of an invitation to get comfortable with that lack of certainty, comfortable with floating in a way that might feel a little too relaxed or directionless from time to time. Maybe it is in these periods of rebuild that we come out clearer and more composed. Who knows? Everyone else, I hope you enjoyed this episode and that you won't shy away from sending in your own questions should you have them. You can email me your questions. The email address is advice@oldpodcast.com. Advice@oldpodcast.com. Don't hesitate. I would love to hear what's on your mind. And other than that, I'm hoping you all have a great rest of your day. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time, where your optimal life awaits.